Hello guys, welcome you all to my YouTube channel. Today video I'm going to share with you the experience after using this Elastic Beanstalk couple of months. And basically I stopped using this Elastic Beanstalk because there's a reason behind this. That's the reason I have stopped using this Elastic Beanstalk. So why I stopped using this Elastic Beanstalk? So if you don't know about what is this Elastic Beanstalk, and I have created different video for that, so I'm talking about what is this Elastic Beanstalk and what are the service they are offering and who is the service provider for these, all those things. There's a separate video I create, so I will put it link here or here somewhere. So if you don't know about this AWS Elastic Beanstalk, please watch that video first and after jump into this video. So anyway, I'll give you a brief introduction about Elastic Beanstalk. So Elastic Beanstalk is a kind of a service AWS providing. AWS stands for Amazon Web Service. It's a company, the big company. They are offering one kind of a service that is Elastic Beanstalk. And Elastic Beanstalk, what you can do is you can focus only on writing a code, and you can deploy it without having much knowledge about the infra, and you don't need to think about the scaling of the application, and those things you don't need to worry about basically. So everything's are managed by AWS. So these are coming to the picture. So to be honest, that is really necessary as a developer. You know what, we only focusing more on writing a code, and we don't like to think about this infra and scaling the stuff and scaling application when most of the traffic, so a lot of traffic come into the server, how they can manage everything. When we are deploying, we need to think about. But if you are using Elastic Beanstalk, you don't need to worry about those things. That service is offering with the offering with these kind of problems. These kind of problems will get resolved if you are using this Elastic Beanstalk. And plus, you as a developer, you only need to focus on writing a code, right? So that is what all about this Elastic Beanstalk. So Elastic Beanstalk, you can deploy any kind of applications. Like if you are developing some applications using Java, you can deploy it. Suppose you are using .NET language, then you also can deploy it. So that doesn't matter if you are writing in any programming language, you can deploy it to this Elastic Beanstalk. And come back to the topic, why I stopped using this Elastic Beanstalk is because of their pricing. So it's almost I used 2 months, and the cost is basically too much, which I have feel. Because I'm not telling here, please understand, I'm not telling here don't using this Elastic Beanstalk or AWS service. I'm not telling like that. But if you are deploying your application and if you don't have any returns, so maintaining this kind of a service using like this Elastic Beanstalk is not worth. So that's what I want to share through this video. And that's the reason I stopped using this Elastic Beanstalk, the AWS service, because the first month when I'm using, it's basically the application is deployed, but that is not coming many traffic. But because of this service, they costing from us a little bit more amount. So I feel like it's a high amount, because even if you are not using this AWS Elastic Beanstalk, you still need to pay even you actively used or not. Why? Because they are giving us space for us, environment setup and all. So due to that reason, even you still use or not, you definitely need to pay for that service monthly. So first month I feel like kind of okay, because there's a one application I have developed that is using Node.js. So I have deployed that in the AWS Elastic Beanstalk. And Elastic Beanstalk basically that's really quicker and fast, that I feel. So yeah, the service is good, but the thing is price is the problem. And so after that I realized even I don't have a traffic, I still generating a monthly bill more high than previous month. So the first month bill is, yeah, here you can see once you come to this billing bill section, you can pick this month. Here still going with July, the video recording in the July month, and right now at the moment it's showing 0.94. But if you choose this May 2023, and you can see here $3.71 I need to pay for that entire month. And so I feel like at the very first time this is okay, because we using this cloud first time and I'm getting experience on this, and that's the reason I feel like this 3.71 is okay. So 3.71 mean in the LKR, so Sri Lankan rupees, 3.71 that mean 1137 rupees, Sri Lankan rupees. So I feel like this is okay. After that I got last month bill details, so I get shocked after see this cost. It's around $8.83. So that mean, let's say $9, 2000 have 759 rupees per month I need to pay for this service, because this time I have deactivated. That means not a deactivated, but the service is there, but the thing is I'm not actively using that particular API URL. So but still I need to pay this much of amount even you actively used or not. So this I feel like annoying, because even I'm not getting any return from that particular what you can say, that particular application. So it's a kind of applications I have developed and published, because I need to show the demo to the customers. So that's the reason I have deployed this. But the thing is, after that I decided to stop because of this costing, and instead of that I have deployed my application on the different service provider. So I will tell you what is the service provider which I am currently using for this. And for this one, anyway, before dive into that, let me complete this AWS stuff. So it's cost me asked me to pay this amount 8.83. I will definitely tell you this, because this is basically uh, not a big amount. Monthly 2700 rupees is a not big amount, but the thing is, if you don't have any return from that particular application or that particular service you are offering, then maintaining this much of amount monthly is not worth. So that's the intention I want to give in this video. And if you are using, or if you want to deploy your application on free basis, or kind of with the limited free resources, then you definitely need to choose a different one. Don't use this AWS Elastic Beanstalk, because if you have that much of if you are a organization or big cooperative, then okay to use this one, because then you have revenue on that. But if you are using this kind of application for your startup business, or if you are using for the demo purposing the stuff, and I'm saying this is not a product for you to use this, because if you not worry about the costing, you can use this AWS Elastic Beanstalk. But if you are worried about their costing and your budget, you definitely need to go with the different service. So currently I have terminated this AWS Elastic Beanstalk for using my application. Instead of that, I have deployed my application or API in the another service provider called renderer.com. So renderer is a kind of a hosting service. They offering us to host our application on the cloud. And so this is basically site. If you want to know more detail about this renderer, so you can go to their official website renderer.com, and you can get to know more details about what is this renderer. So they are offering us to host your web applications, API, and host your database and static files. Likewise, they are offering a lot of services here. And also, if you watch that my previous video, in some case, in the some of the chapter I have mentioning, after deploying your applications to Elastic Beanstalk, they're not offering us this SSL certificate. Basically, it's not coming with the URL, deployed URL, not coming with the HTTPS. Instead of that, it's coming with only coming with the HTTP. So that's another problem which I am seeing in the AWS Beanstalk. But if you come to this render, so render is offering a kind of service. You can see what are the service. You can still host Django and Flask, Rail and Express, Graph and REST. Likewise, they offering a lot of things. And after deploy this URL through this renderer hosting, they are offering us the deployed URL with the HTTPS. That means the SSL certificate coming along with the SSL certificate. You don't need to worry about configuring this SSL certificate to your deployed URL. And that is basically, I feel like this is really cool, because I feel when I doing this in the AWS Elastic Beanstalk, I feel like that's kind of annoying because they're not providing SSL and all SSL certificate for this deployed URL, but render is giving us SSL certificate include deployed URL. So the pricing is basically it's coming along with the individual. I chose here individual, so it's almost now I'm using this for a while. This after deploying this to my renderer, my applications to renderer hosting, I feel like this is okay, cool, because I'm not paying any much of amount here. But the one problem I am feel like this under this individual plan is, after deploying your application is inactive for a 15 minute, then it automatically goes to sleeping mode. So here I'm only worried about the API, because so I deploy this in the renderer. So but the plus point is if you are, so after 15 minutes it's get inactive, right? So after 15 minutes, if someone is get requesting to the server, it's taking for a while to get up automatically. Let's say for example, after 15 minutes it's deactivated, or it goes down, or going to sleeping mode. And if someone is requesting the kind of a particular URL, that is coming to the server, and it will taking a small amount of time to get up once again and to serve that particular request. So that kind of a thing is there. I feel like that's okay, because my scenario that's okay. So if you are using API, if you are deploying API to this renderer, so this is okay, I feel like. So that's the reason I'm saying I pick this individual plan. So if you want to pick this individual plan, you can get more details from this pricing sector. So I'm not talking about this other, there are other pricing plans, and this video is not sponsored by renderer.com. So I'm just sharing my opinion with you all, because most of us are not like to pay, right? So we always expecting like a service like giving up to certain level for free. So render is a kind of a service they offering for us, for hobbyist or student or indie hacker. You can use this, or you can pick this individual plan. So you don't need to pay anything monthly. Even you don't need to give your credit card to create account, right? So these are the service they are offering. The bandwidth is 100 GB. That is, to be honest, that is enough. But if you are expanding your business, or if your application is getting return a revenue, so that's okay to move it to a different plan, right? So until that, you can use this free. So free bandwidth is 100 GB and free build minutes 500 month. So these are the things they offering for us. Even you can use connect with the GitHub, your repository, based on the commit auto deployment also that possible. So it's coming with the, you can see here HTTPS only, SSH access, protections, everything are they providing, but some of the things are not providing. So that is pretty much about this renderer.com. So I have deployed this in the renderer.com. I will show you the dashboard which I have deployed, and last deployed saying 2 months. Yeah, because it almost 2 months now. So deployment is basically, this type is basically a web service, runtime is node, and deployed success. So this is what all about this renderer.com. So if you want to use this renderer.com, you can pick this individual plan, because I feel like this is okay, because I don't need to pay anything here until I reach up to certain level. So here also you can check how much of the limit you use already. You can see here I not add any card here, my credit card, and here you can see free usage. So everything's a zero. For this month is, I think right now it's zero. Previously it shows 25 hours from the 750 hours. But I feel like this is okay, because if you want to, what you can say, if you want to deploy your application for free, you can use this renderer.com. So renderer cloud hosting. You want to deploy it somewhere in your application until you get a revenue, right? So if without revenue, sometimes you are developing application for a hobby plan, you are developing application for your as a student, you are developing application for your final project. So where you are going to deploy? So if you want to deploy it in somewhere, you definitely need to pay some kind of amount. But if you are using this renderer, then you don't need to pay anything. You can pick this student, hobby, or individual plan. You can deploy your application, and you can get with the HTTPS enable deployed URL. So if you want to add a custom domain, that also possible. You can do that with the renderer.com. So I hope this is helpful, because I just deep dive into those AWS Elastic Beanstalk. After getting some experience on that, I feel like that's, for me, that is not suitable. After that, I have jumped to this. I find out this renderer cloud hosting, and I feel like this is cool, and my budget also it's okay, because I'm going with the free option individual plan. So I really satisfied right now with the renderer offering, right? So that's pretty much about this video. And if you want to know more about this renderer and how to deploy your applications to the renderer, if you really want to know about those stuff, put it your comment in the below comment section. After that, I will create a different video for that, separate video for that, how to deploy your applications in the renderer. So in this comparison, I'm not telling AWS is bad, Elastic Beanstalk is not good, and also I'm not giving intention don't use this Elastic Beanstalk. I'm not giving that kind of intention through this video. That is still working, but if you are a big cooperative, you can use that AWS Elastic Beanstalk. But if you are a solo developer, if you are a student, if you are planning, or if you are developing applications for your interesting purpose, exploring purpose, you can use this free plan which is offering by renderer. So that's pretty much. I hope I have covered everything, and hope this video is helpful, because I'm sharing my knowledge with you all, because I am exploring these kind of thing. If you are coming, or if you are sometimes choose to use this AWS Elastic Beanstalk sometimes, so you end up with this kind of a problem. So before that, you need to know these kind of things exist in the AWS Elastic Beanstalk if you are looking to use this service. Then guys, small request to all of you, if you are not yet subscribed my channel, go below and hit the subscribe button. If you like our video, and click the like button, thumbs up button, and don't forget to click the bell button. If you do, only once I upload a new video, you will get notified I upload a new video. Then guys, I will catch you on new video.